A verdict has been reached in the final trial of Vallow Daybell, the so-called Doomsday Mom, guilty once again, this time for conspiring to kill her niece's ex-husband, Brandon Boudreaux.
And we have team coverage of this as well tonight. Fox 10's Justin Lum, of course, has been covering this case since the beginning. We'll hear from him at 5:30. And right now, we're going to head out to Kenzie Beach, who is live at the courthouse. Kenzie.
Yeah, Lori Vallow found guilty today, once again, her second and final trial here in Arizona, but her third conviction. It was a very quick deliberation, about 15 minutes for this jury to come back and convict Vallow for the attempted murder of her ex-brother-in-law, Brandon Boudreaux.
We got the again.
Lori Vallow found guilty for the fifth time, now convicted in the attempted murder of Brandon Boudreaux, who was once married to Vallow's niece.
2,078 days. The truth is that hatred, selfishness, and greed almost led to the end of my life.
In October 2019, Boudreaux was driving home when a bullet missed him by inches, hitting his Tesla. Once again, Vallow represented herself in court, Boudreaux taking the stand in front of the convicted killer.
I did not enjoy sitting and giving someone who tried to kill me the chance to question me, but I owed it to Charles, to Tylee, to JJ, and to Tammy to speak because I could.
Boudreaux is trying to move forward. Forgiving Vallow is something he says is a work in progress.
I believe we can have enmity towards someone's actions or choices while still forgiving them for our own selves.
Vallow awaits her sentencing for her two Arizona cases. Back in April, she was convicted of conspiring to kill her previous husband, Charles Vallow, and jurors from that case returned. Now on the other side of the courtroom.
It felt a lot better being on this side, being able to support the family again.
Now, Vallow will be sentenced in both Arizona cases on July 25th. As for the jury in this case, we typically see them come down these court steps right here behind me, but that is not what we saw today. We believe that this jury was either brought out around the back or around the side. We did not see them exit these steps, so we did not speak or talk to them. Reporting live in Phoenix, Kenzie Beach, Fox 10 News.
It took the jury less than half an hour to deliver this latest verdict, and Fox 10 investigator Justin Lum has been following the saga from the very beginning and joins us live now. Justin.
And Mark, Ellen, we have been streaming both Arizona trials extensively on our YouTube Gavel to Gavel with our panel of experts. And for this trial, we got a lot of insight from Rich Robertson, the former private investigator for victim Brandon Boudreaux. He told us how instrumental Boudreaux was for law enforcement after he escaped what could have been a fatal shooting. It took around 15 minutes for the jury of 7 women and 5 men to come to this decision, convinced that Lori Daybell conspired with her late brother, Alex Cox, to kill Boudreaux on October 2nd, 2019. The bullet missed him by inches as Boudreaux arrived home in his Tesla. But the suspect vehicle, a Jeep Wrangler, belonged to Lori Daybell and used to be driven by her daughter, Tylee Ryan. Daybell has now been convicted in this murder plot, as well as conspiring with Cox in the fatal shooting of her fourth husband, Charles Vallow, killing her 2 kids, Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow, and finally conspiring in the murder of Tammy Daybell, who was married to Lori's current husband, Chad Daybell. Chad is on death row in Idaho, and Lori is serving multiple life sentences. Through this saga, it seemed like Boudreaux's story was lost, despite helping a multi-agency investigation that led to justice for all victims.
So there was not really a lot of discussion or coverage or mention of the attempted murder of Brandon. So it wasn't until we got past all the trials on these other matters that this one kind of bubbled up, and we realized what the implications were of the attempt on his life in the context of everything else.
I'll continue moving forward with my life. I have a beautiful wife. I have wonderful family. I have so much wonderful family that's waiting back there. I'll go back to anonymity, hopefully, and just live my life and be another person who tries to do the right thing in the right situation. And I want to say thank you to all the people who did the right thing, who came in, who gave up their time and participated in the process.
Daybell's sentencing for the last 2 murder conspiracy convictions takes place on July 25th next month.
And of course, she represented herself as her lawyer in this case. she got to cross-examine Brandon Boudreaux. That had to be such an uncomfortable situation for him to be there having one-on-one with her in that courtroom.
And it's very rare, right? Our panel of experts says, I mean, when do you get the pro se defendant go up there and question the alleged victim? And now this victim is living through this trauma all over again, taking questions from the alleged perpetrator. Now that she's been found guilty, I mean, he is relieved and ready to move on with his life, but it was important for him to have his day in court, tell his story. He's really the lone survivor in all of this.
Were you surprised at all that it took, you know, like 15 minutes to
I was definitely shocked. I mean, it was literally 15 minutes from finding out that they had entered the room and started deliberations, and 15 minutes later, I'm getting a text saying verdict is in. I mean, that may be a record. I don't know if they keep those, but that was extremely fast.
Yeah. And do you think the fact that she didn't call anybody to testify on her behalf, that factored into it?
Well, the instructions say to the jury, you know, if she does not present a defense, if she doesn't testify, you don't hold it against her. But it has to speak to them that there is not one person to testify on her own behalf. And one of the key witnesses, a lieutenant from Rexburg Police in Idaho, who had all of this fascinating evidence, she did not cross-examine him and ask one question. So I think that said a lot, too.
Yeah. All right, Justin, thanks. Again, great coverage on that from gavel to gavel.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks.
Justin, thank you.